we write on Facebook. So as we continue the conversation for today, the first thing we'll go and talk about now the verse for the day, the quotes for the day, and go right into the topic for today. We topic for today now a very good one where I go and make all man take part in because it don't affect me for a very long time. And why we did so as a nation now because of what happened 26 years ago. As now see I already did in all black, this now in solemn remembrance of what happened in on J6. So the verse for the day they come out from Lamentation 3:31 to 33. It says, "For no one is cast off by the Lord forever. Though he brings grief, he will show compassion. So great is his unfailing love." And why this match with what they talk about? Because it remind we as Sierra Leoneans of the deep grief we face. But it also, the scripture also they affirm say, the pain not go end, not to the end of history, and compassion and restoration go follow after waiting happen January 6th. And the quotes for the day, they come out from Desmond Tutu. He said, "There is no future without forgiveness." And what in this mean? It means say Sierra Leone we recovery of from what happened January 6th don't make it possible through forgiveness and reconciliation and collective healing. So what will they talk about today? Before we go further, please remember say they listen to the Brunch show on Radio 97.1 FM, who they come to you every Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. And today, as I say, today in solemn remembrance of the victims of J6. So waiting at J6, you don't hear they talk about January 6th, you don't hear they talk about January 6th. But we topic for today, now the biggest life lesson. Waiting now your biggest life lesson throughout your year. Maybe you know witness J6, but waiting at your biggest life lesson when you don't learn throughout your year. And you go call on 08971 after 50 minutes or 20 minutes of the conversation. But in we biggest life lesson individually, we want to take a country as a whole. What's our biggest life lesson as a country? And today now a very good day for talk about this particular topic here. Because today make remember 26 years ago waiting happened to we and waiting we don't learn from all we story or all we pain or all we tears 26 years ago. So January 6th now a date of solemn remembrance in Sierra Leone. It mark the anniversary of 1999 invasion of Freetown by rebel forces during the Sierra Leone Civil War. So Civil War be the happen as alone years before 1996. But it be happen at the provinces, at the rural areas, not to inside Freetown, the capital of Sierra Leone. So 1999 now, January 6th, now the term now the rebel force they enter inside Freetown. And the massacre or the thing that will happen in Freetown, it be so severe and it affects Sierra Leone and cause a lot of trauma in the history of Sierra Leone. So that make January 6th very significant in the lives of Sierra Leoneans. So this event often referred to as J6, most times that's what they call them J6, or the day Freetown wept tears of blood. Sometimes not can go through all that long sentences, but what them call J6, waiting the kind of your mind that the day Freetown wept tears of blood. And now one of the darkest chapters in the history of Sierra Leone, in the nation's history, and they call it the 1999 invasion. So on January 6th, just a backstory. 1999, the RUF called Revolutionary United Front then be in alliance with the Armed Forces Revolutionary Council, when at the AFRC. So the RUF be in alliance with AFRC, and then broke through the defenses of the capital city when at Freetown. But as I said before this, Civil War be dey happen, we begin 1991, and it be dey happen more in the rural areas, they be dey fed. So a lot of things were happening in the provinces, but there not be ever things say it will happen. It will come na the capital because the capital be get defenses. It be get strong defenses. It was protected. But 1999, the AFRC and the RUF then break through that defense and come into the capital city of Sierra Leone, Freetown. So this particular thing, yeah, this ensuing weeks, after the after 1991 January 6, the ensuing weeks were marked with extreme violence and chaos and massacre and mutilation. Thousands of civilians, not only rebels, even thousands of civilians were killed, and many were subjected to brutal amputation. And this now be the signature tactic of the RUF. They ask you, the victims, then they make like say they had a choice, long sleeve or short sleeve, and you choose amputation above or below the elbow. So either yeah or yeah. And funnily, it was even, you know, maybe if you say short sleeve, I think there was a time where you say short sleeve, now you did the cutter. When you say long sleeve, then cutter, yeah. They were changing it, they were changing the statics. So a lot of people now we see we amputated, most times we can relate them to victims of January 6 or of the 1999 invasion. So we there was a widespread of atrocities because there were systematic reports of rape, summary executions, burning of homes and buildings. Now, even we can't free tongue, their homes will not ever renovate, will not ever build it. There were schools where them be burned down, they not ever be like it. In fact, then transferred to a new location because these places still marked, then still get the marks of 1999 invasion. So people were raped, a lot of picking them way, a lot of people now where they alive, they were products of rape. Because those days, you be even hear about abortions, they were products of rape. A lot of people were products of amputation. A lot of homes or people in homes there then go through burning. And the force of recruitment of child soldiers, they be the force picking them young one and for join the soldier them. And what have they listened today? Because us we didn't witness these things, so we have to go through research. And what you are listening to today, now a lot of people and say picking and now later after you don't force them for join, then back join voluntarily because when you join you are protected. When you join them, you get food, you go through school. No, a lot of people they join now voluntarily. They are no longer forced because they feel like now the best option than they would not provide for them. You are protected. You're not going for good pass and run. That was the safest option. Join, or you face severe punishment, or you face death, or you face execution. A lot of people were displaced, but even when they displaced, even when they're displaced, then they go, whether they run back, you go meet something, and maybe you go meet, maybe they are maybe camped in a place, and you go through maybe severe punishments. They go beat you, not to only beat self, they go kill you. There are people where even be pregnant, but all land they would get belly, they were still raped. A lot of homes were destroyed, families were destroyed. A lot of family then they will not ever sabi themselves again, not ever see themselves again. Because then they go so, they were running scatter, and go able to fend this. A lot of families were scattered and shattered. So millions of people were displaced. So the violence led to displacement of hundreds of thousands of people. We add to the million already affected through the war or by the war. The one day we come on. So as I said, this was two things happening. 1991 already be the go on. The civil war was already happening in the provinces. So we can now to JM6. What was happening is everybody come off free turn, they go to the provinces, but the provinces already be they face in your trauma, in your traumatic experience. So why we say today is a day to remember? Because today, January 6, serves as a national day to honor the victims. See, I'm in black. I'm in all black. So January 6 serves as a day to honor the victims and to reflect on the importance of peace, of unity, and social justice. Today. So I don't know what you're doing today. I don't know what you do, and maybe even forgot, but this is not a day to forget. Because today helps us to remember, say, waiting happen, which should not, never happen again. Lives that were lost should still be kept in remembrance. Because what did they do? The only problem was to live, to be alive on that day or at that time. So today is a day to reflect on the importance of peace. This particular topic is very important today because a lot of people forget what had happened. And any afternoon, then take machete, then take stick, then take things, then take gun, and they go on a street and try for fight and protest in violence. Let's not forget what happened. We still not recover it as a nation. We are still in recovery. A lot of homes were never rebuilt. We are still in recovery. So whatever thing we do, just because we are aggrieved, should never result to conflict, as in fighting will go lead to war. So commemoration always, most times on this day, what we do, we offer prayers. As of now, can we just take a minute of silence for the souls that were lost? If you didn't know you host, if I'm not a minute, maybe a second of silence. If you didn't know you host, you didn't know you office, can we just take 5 seconds of silence? Remember the lives that we lost, the people that were raped, people that were affected, the victims of January 6, 1999. Okay, thank you so much for joining me in, observing the moment of silence for these victims. And most times, this event is aimed towards ensuring that the lessons of the brutal conflict are never forgotten. And organizations or even media stations like us, we can take this day particularly very important. So make we just take back a background within January 6 mean to Sierra Leone. One, it mean the brutal attack on Freetown. The rebels then broke through the defenses and took control of parts of Freetown. And for about 3 weeks, Freetown suffered some of the worst atrocities of the entire war. About 3 weeks, so not so the way they go on na the provinces, so just about 3 weeks, Freetown suffered the worst. And civilians were massacred, homes were burnt. This was what, might just give you things that happened. Homes, I make una think about these things. We wanna there about for think about certain decisions we make now in our lives when it comes to showing our grievance, when it comes to what we are going through as a nation, even presently. I make una remember what happened. Civilians were massacred. Pikino, big person, or anybody. Civilians were massacred. Homes were burned. A wide spread of rape, mutilation, arbitrary killing occurred. Human rights reports estimated that thousands of civilians were killed and tens of thousands were displaced during and after the invasion. That's what happened. And then they January 6th, and then they mean to we. And this was a defining moment. And when the horrors of war reached even the capital's citizens, shattering any illusion that peace was near. People never thought that we could even sit on a chair like this with a person on the street, in peace. Nobody thought about that. Nobody feel like that could ever happen. So if that ever happened, I think it's a place we should clap our hands. Because the one day be there, nobody ever thinks it will ever end because of how severe it was. Now you're going to say, there was an excuse. This was the reason why it happened. But should it have resolved to that or resulted to that? You feel like waiting me to happen for commemorate to what resulted or the lives that were lost? So what really happened? What was happening? Or why it happened? So most times people say the January 6th attack, it not happen in isolation. There are reasons. It was part of a long cycle of rebellion, unrest, and political instability. Okay, yes. And causes included deep political grievances and accusation of government corruption. We see some of that happening even now. But what for happen? No, no, no. I disagree. And the rebel, they attempt for overthrow the government and seize control of the country, and a weakened peace process we not that was yet to resolve the conflict, because the conflict will happen here, it will happen whenever results to war, but no will not be there for make them make peace. The peace wey dem dey try for make it be so weak, so war ensued. So the civil war was as a whole driven by complex issues which include marginalization, economic hardship will still they face, hallelujah, exploitation of resources will still they face, and weakened governance. Is it still happening? Some of these things are still happening. But should it resolve to war? Because why we they talk this? Now because elect this thing they happen now, it should never war should never be the result. War should never be the end goal. War should never be the solution. So as we don't talk, please call on 0889719971 and join the conversation. 0889719971 and join the conversation. And Amara Barcelona, not of us will forget to, will still get you at heart and what we spoke about yesterday. Sorry, you will not be able to do and but do today. Please. So you can call on 0889719971 and let's talk about these things. What do you feel like now the biggest lesson you don't learn from 22 from you? All of your years, maybe you don't live for 28 years, 30 years, 40 years. Waiting at your life lesson where you don't learn. And as a country, waiting at the life lesson where we don't learn. So you go call on 088-971-971 and take part of this conversation. 088-971-971 and be part of this conversation. So what 1999 January 6 symbolizes to us as Sierra Leoneans? What it symbolize? You go call on Dandy on the same number 088-971-971 and let's talk about what it symbolizes to us. We could talk about what in January 6 symbolized to we. So one of the things that January 6 symbolized to we as a country is that it's a day of national trauma and loss. There are people who still mourn what happened. They mourn their loved ones. Then they mourn them picking them. Then they mourn their dignity. Because the one they were raped, it's forever. It is a forever trauma or traumatic experience to them. For people and some man in husband and then kill, forever it's a traumatic experience. Some man in wife then kill, forever it's a traumatic experience. Front then face, before the young yai. It happened. Some man in picking and then caught. Then picking I don't big. But it's still anytime we see him, you still remember the pain and a front then face. So for Sierra Leoneans, January 6 is not merely a date. It is not. It symbolizes collective suffering and loss and brutal impact of the Civil War. And families were destroyed, homes burned. I keep emphasizing that because that's what it symbolizes to us. And entire communities were left in shock and were left shattered. A lot of places were never rebuilt. They were never rebuilt. Another thing where January 6 symbolized to we, the arrival of war in the capital. Before January 6, most of the fighting, as we say, were outside the capital, were outside Freetown. But this attack brought the realities of war into the lives of ordinary city dwellers, many of whom have never experienced direct conflict before. Imagine, you remember say, you don't ever know it in affect. You don't ever a gunshot. And you feel like you be safe. But this was very traumatic because now the first 10 days, most of the people that experience this particular severities of the war. So you call on 088 971 971 and let's talk about these things. 088 971 971. We call, tell me about your life biggest lesson. Or and also as a
Good morning.
country, which is the biggest lesson we don't learn. Another thing where
Good morning.
January 6 symbolized to we as Sierra Leoneans, now a moment that shattered peace. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. How are you, sir?
I'm okay, thank God.
Okay. What's your contribution to today's show?
So, I just heard you they talk about, people in mind they reflect, like the same way the war be happen.
Mm-hmm.
People in mind they reflect to them husband,
Mm-hmm.
to them king.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I just want to say, what is January 6th and what is now? Let me
Mm.
just let me just give you an example.
Yeah.
We we get a farm by a Watalon after Watalon, like they go in Malsheka area. So I they go na farm the other day, Watalon. I see some bobo them see them to the middle eye of the differentiation of the way for Cam Freetown and the way for go upline.
Mm-hmm.
So can you imagine how come waiting come garden go think because them bobo they will sit down so they all get empowering them. Now
Yeah.
small bobo them, I big pass them.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So wetin dem parent dem go think, we dem go see dem pikin in a code. And then but when they holding a way dem call a death road because when you see them looks, when you see them condition,
Mm-hmm.
they holding a road for die.
Hmm.
So now you're saying that Komra go see January 60 days, he reflects in mind to a pikin or
Yeah.
husband or somebody. So
Yeah.
so tell me to how Komra go think back, but now say,
No.
hey, me, I lost my pikin,
Hmm.
so them where the thing be the drugs be there.
Yeah.
Sierra Leone now, the war, the physical thing don't done, but the war is still going on.
Psychological. Yes.
Still, it's still going on. It's still going on. All apps Sierra Leone with the thing say, not to me business. Now are we all
Hmm.
thinking, not to me business. Ah, no, la left, not to me business.
Hmm.
And now in a war they happen, it's
Yeah.
happening.
Yeah.
You know, and then we look to to some partner the world where the 60s, the fathers of the 60s then team up then say we are going to stand for this. We know what for we grand picking and can meet this. We know what for
Yeah.
happen. We need we don't reach that stage where there's someone need to stand for us,
For
say,
us.
hey, no,
Yes.
it can't happen. It can't happen. War is still going on.
Mm-hmm.
It's still going on. And for an example, there are husband and wife in house, then go fight. Then go stop for the fighting, the fight. They'll two go in house, but fighting they go still with the physical heart.
Yeah.
It's still going on. So
Yeah.
people are mind reflect to so much thing as a war.
Mm.
So
Mm.
yeah, so
Th-
I dey enjoy the conversation and I just wake, I just sit on the listen. The conversation. It's so lovely though. It's so
Thank you.
nice.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your contribution, sir. Okay,
Thank
so
you. Bye.
yes, sir. So continuing the conversation on Radio 597.1 FM. If you just tune in, remember say this is not a brunch show, and as I say, you can see me in black because I am in solemn remembrance of the victims of the J6 1999 that happened. So and Radio 5 also they in solemn remembrance of these victims. And we also they continue for reflect on what happened. Sometimes we don't know, we will lost we way if we don't remember what thing happened to we. And I can ask a question if we can be defined by our mistakes. Yes. Because then we mistake, then they elect would they turn a page, but now because of them mistake, then they make would they turn a new leaf and say this should never happen to me again. Hello, good morning. Please remember, say you will continue for call on 088 971 971. And you can also go on Facebook and left your comments there. You could call on 088. You can call normal call, WhatsApp call 088 971 971. And as we continue the conversation, thank you so much for the caller we contribute. And it say, what is say happening? And the one on a psychological. Hello, good morning. And the one on a psychological. How? Because they deal with your mind. They deal with things we think about. You know, the trauma, as I said, we are still a recovery nation. We'll not recover it totally. A lot of people not go through the war, but they are still affected by the actions of the war, the things that happened then. Even though we not witness them, we still see homes still shattered. We still see people victims when they are not they no rape victims. We still see those people. So even though the war is no longer physical, but as a country, we are still battling with things. We are still battling with drug addiction, as the caller rightly say. We are still battling with people where they on under bridges, where still they face, you know, some of these repercussions of certain things and where they happen as a country or in the country, where one of those things are drugs. So if the caller say if we fathers them with tinap, then you know they always stood firm to gain independence. Yeah, they would tinap say we want be independent as a country. We got it right. We get them. So no matter so anything we tinap for as a country, we say this we want them. We will get it. Anything we fight for. If we fought for peace and we got peace at that time, at the where the war be so heated, we got peace. We able to pass right now as a country. Then they do that, then they travel go upline. Tell you not get my travel go upline by road. You go to pass through villages, through bushes. But if we stood as a country, as a nation, and got peace, not to know they wouldn't achieve as a country. If we turn back say, anything a drug for common at this country, because they kill we young people, we will succeed. We will. And the caller just make her reflect on these things. As a country, anything you decide for do. I know one thing I can say as a Sierra Leone, we're very stubborn. Anything you say we do them. If you say we they put hand per drug business, we do them. If we say we they gain independence, we do them. If we say we they sober, we do them. If we say we they move this country with the developer, we they do am. If we say price they go down, it they go down. But one thing where it take as a country, one thing where it take and need, na me and you. Na me and you. If me and you put hands together, people will not be treating us anyhow. They're not going to treat you anyhow. They will listen to us. That's why we need unity. We need to stand as a unifying force. If we want to see Salon for God, Usa we want them, we need to be a unifying force. And that's where we come next to the topic, the biggest lesson for Sierra Leone. What are the biggest lessons we don't learn throughout the years? In fact, from the war, from 1999, one of the things that we will learn, please, you will still call on 088 and join me by the thing that we'll learn. The biggest lesson we'll learn. You will call on 088 971 971. I don't want just a talk. I want to make you back join me in this conversation. One of the biggest lessons that we have learned as a country is peace must be actively preserved. That's what we if some of we not learn it, please. Even where we'll be displaying some of the pictures where we get from the war. We'll be displaying some of those pictures, for we will not ever witness them. Do you want to witness them? Anytime where we hear it gunshot, they will say, we don't want it to repeat itself. Like what happened? Anytime they hear it gunshot, they'll keep repeating that, say, we don't want to make waiting happen repeat itself. They will say it. But we will not ever witness it. Hey, we're going to street. We should not resort to that. I be talk to Postin. I say, it better at like presently. what we are going through. It better you get, at least you get side for sleep, you get small gaggy for it. But if what happened then happens now, they get side for sleep, they will sleep. My dad was literally under the bed most of the time because he say if gun car, at least the bullets will go under the bed. People that they cook, as you hear, they left the pots and fire, they run. As they gunshot, the gunshots go they far, but you better all the mix up, you need get appetite for it. So one of the biggest life lesson or lessons we learned for Sierra Leone is that peace it should not only be preserved but actively preserved. Peace is simply not the absence of war. It must be actively defended through good governance. Please, through political inclusion, through social justice and economic opportunity. It's not just the absence of war. I make the caller say, what might still be going on in our heads? We are angry. Just that we'll never resort to taking up guns or weapons. Never. I join my fellow Sierra Leoneans as we say this. We'll never resort to war, physical fight, just to make sure our voices are heard. We'll never. So peace must be actively preserved. It must be actively preserved. Because the January 6th invasion showed that what happened when too many people feel excluded from national life. A lot of people say, they need to do this for me, they need to do this for me community, they need to do this for me tongue, they need to do this, when it come to this day, then they go now the north, when it come to this day, now the south. People feel left out. So how can we prevent this? Hello, good morning. Hello. Please continue for call 088-971-971. So one thing that we should do to actively preserve peace: 1, good governance; 2, political inclusion; and 3, social justice; 4, economic opportunity. The second thing that we have learned as a nation is that strong institution matters. And one of the institutions that will really matter, the army, the judiciary, the civil service must never be weak or be in conflict. These people should never be in conflict or be weak, because the devastating events what happened on January 6th, it underlined the importance of strong, professional, and accountable state institutions. We need that. We need strong, we need professional and accountable institutions, state institutions. And another thing, another lesson we'll learn as a country: remembering history helps prevent repeat. Now make I do this today. Now make I do for I dedicate today to January 6, 1999, 26 years ago. Because if you remember what happened, as we get for the show, we show pictures right now on the screen of what happened. To make remember. Remembering what happened will prevent repeat. Remember, say, we'll be small. We'll be small. Where you thief, where you go put you hand inside soup. Where they don't beat you. Then they them beat and they knock them. Where they don't do that day. Yeah? You need to put your hand inside soup again. Where you thief, where they knock that you hand, you need to do it again. I remember one time, we'll be to go school, we get post in our house. One became a mark out for men. But this speaking time come, we'll go school. Hello? 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 Okay. So this speaking, I begin enjoying our school no more than, things were just happening. And my mama begin notice say the church money where they keep begin loss at us. They count the money they do. So the thing my mom did that was really, really unfair, and up to now they tell and say it was unfair, was flogging me because it's same me and the pikin they go to the same school. I they see the pikin they enjoy, they biting them, and I not ever tell them, Mom, how would I have known? How would I have known? Because one, the pikin say get party then and the party they count the money. So you are flogging me, it beats me, put pepper in my eye. But from that say anything I see, me more set. So remembering what happened, remembering history, it help for prevent repeats. So there are ongoing calls for greater national reflection and education about January 6th for the teacher in our schools, in our institutions, in our colleges, and the border of war. So the younger generation deeply understands the consequences of conflict and violence. The reason why people just they grab and go on the street now because they don't understand the the consequences of conflict and violence and war. Without remembrance, it's easy for society or societies to forget lessons and risk repeating the same mistake. Say the mara, what I don't pass carry. Say if I be no, don't tell people waiting be happen. That's why we will take this as a great privilege for teach people and tell people waiting be happen 26 years ago. Another lesson we'll learn from what happened January 6th. Now, protection of civilians must be very, very central. The extreme violence against civilians during the invasion, especially the rape, the mutilation, like what these people and do for deserve this? They not be ever deserve them. And when I'm thinking about it, I'm just behind these glasses, but it's very hard for me not to cry. It's very hard. I happy say I wore glasses, so you're not gonna see me red eye, but it's very hard for me not to cry because imagine people were mutilated, imagine people were amputated, imagine people were raped, were executed, they cut people and taught them. Imagine this was happening. Imagine the kill posting you, your family member front you. Imagine giving you a gun to kill your own mom or dad. Imagine these things. Imagine suffering, amputation with no good medical facility then because everybody was fighting for their lives. Imagine a young girl being raped, somebody with future being raped, somebody with great vision being raped, and that life was shattered forever. Imagine going through pain. Maybe you were forced to even give birth. You get for born, then press you belly till you are pregnant, then press you belly for make you born. And the mom's life was lost. Imagine these things. Imagine killing your own dad, or your own mom, just because you wanted to save your own life. It's either you kill or be killed. Imagine seeing your child being part of the rebels just because he wants to protect his own family. Imagine sleeping but without no peace because you just hear banging on your door. And you say, maybe it's my turn today. Maybe it's my turn to see God today. And when you sit back and think about it, but now we all be the suffer this suffer. Now we all be the suffer the marginalization. Now all be the suffer the economic hardship. So why they can't kill me? Why they can't cut me on? Not to me do wrong. And let any other person do wrong, nobody not deserve what happened. We all aggrieved. We all vex. Aren't we all in this same governance? Aren't we all suffering? So why you for cut me and why for rape me? Why for force me? Why should I have to suffer such hardship and gross wickedness? Why me? Why me pikin? Why me your husband? Why me papa? Why me mama? Why me sister? Why? Why us? Because you try to understand, say, okay, let's go to the people that cause us to suffer. No. But why us? Even those that cause these things don't deserve buildings where we don't suffer for as a nation to build for me then burn and dung. Homes so people don't suffer through them sweat for be burnt down. Why? So we will keep asking these questions. Why am I emphasizing on the results or on the consequences of the war? Is because it should never repeat itself again. If we don't remind ourselves, then it might repeat itself. Because you think there will not come a time we'll suffer hardship. There will come a time. There will come a time we'll suffer corruption. There will come a time we'll be aggrieved and there is no result. We will see no solution. That time will come. But should we resort to what happened? No. We'll never, promise me that we'll never repeat that mistake again. We'll never resort to war again. Not our children. Not the one coming after us. Not us. Not our generation. Not the generation yet unborn. They will see this particular video and promise and try me to promise that they will never repeat this thing that happened January 6, 1999. That this country will never face war. That this country will never go through the suffering. We are still recovering. We haven't recovered. Imagine, 26 years, we are still recovering. The economy is still recovering. Our traumatic experiences, we are still recovering. Do we have therapists to talk about these things? No. We are still recovering as a nation. So imagine it happening again. Would we have hope? No. We'll just say all hope is lost. So let it never repeat itself again. Not through your own hands. Or post isabi. Or you brother or sister. And lastly, we're second to last. Protection of civilians must be very central. Because the violence was too much against us. You weren't doing the first for they had opportunities, they get means and ways for travel outside the country. So were we fighting against ourselves? We that were aggrieved. Now we do the bad. What was really the reasoning behind civilian suffering? I still don't understand it. Lastly, healing and reconciliation are national projects. Even decades after the war, many survivors still carry physical and psychological scars. People are still, after the war, people are not fixed back home. And there were places, there was a time where, Wabidi Jala, there was a boy affected because I think them bomb they would be left. Some places still get them. So I think he stepped on them and he uncaught. Something happened along the way. So we are still recovering and it's a national project. For more trust the country, for more trust we serve, it's a national project. Even decades after the war, many survivors, they still carry physical and psychological scars. And healing cannot be left alone to individuals, no. National or nationwide processes for reconciliation and support are very crucial. It is. And of course, it's a day we'll never forget. It's a day we'll never forget. We'll go through some of the comments for Yege Tuna. Say, remember, so we're able to take one more call. You call on 088-97197. You can call on WhatsApp. You can call on normal call. And tell me, maybe I left some big or some life lessons which we can learn from as a nation. And we get from Moses G. Sise and others. We get Bangura Santiki. We get other people we also left them commented and we'll read them very shortly. And I want to say thank you to all the one that we really did with you on the show today for talk about January 6th. It's indeed a great landmark. Landmark can be scars, it can be pain, but it's something we should not forget as a country, not in the near future. As I said, if we forget these things, then we repeat the same mistakes. So Moses GC say, indeed, J6 was a very sad day for us in Sierra Leone. It was. And we get Bangkok Santigi. We say, good morning, Mary. Good morning, Mr. Bangkok Santigi. And Moses GC say, continue for say, for us that witnessed the war, we always ask ourselves, when will this end? But thank God for now. Thank God it did end. And we get Christiana Adam Magbebe. We say, my best girl. Thank you so much. And we get Making Sound. They say, greetings, Radio Firefly. Thank you, guys. You guys are doing great job for the nation. God bless you. Thank you so much for all the comments that we have. We have Ahmed. We also give your comments on Facebook. We will read very shortly. So one of the things where we decide for do today, and one of the reasons why we do is to help us as a country remember what happened 26 years ago, and for us to never forget. If we have every time for help we for remember, then 10 and day. We get Ahmed Nash Ned. He say a day we'll never forget. It is a day we will never forget. And we get Ahmed Barcelona. He say there are a lot of lessons learned throughout the 12 months. Yes, we have a lot of lessons that should be learned throughout the 12 months. And today, you lesson we want learn now as a country, and because today is a very good day. Well, a very good day for remember, so that we're not going to repeat the same mistake, even though it's a sad and traumatic experience. But it is a day to remember some of the things that happened to Sierra Leoneans that were alive on that day. Some people are no longer alive, and we still keep for remember them and we silent prayers. So as we continue tomorrow and the other days on the Brunch show, hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mary.
Yes, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, sir. What's your contribution this
Uh,
morning?
Actually, I want to say here to you, because I'm the first thing this year come.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the first thing this for able say me voice to you and a greeting. So congratulations for reaching this far. And
Mm-hmm.
just for me, I believe say now time for we able reflect, we mind the back that what will that happen?
Mm-hmm.
Let we not even give a pause again for let that happen.
Happen, yeah.
This now a particular day what we say or for commemorate. We are in we don't lost boku dignitaries, we don't lost boku people there.
Mm-hmm.
We're an asset of this country there for this country.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody who's in there, let just remember for pray for the one that we don't go,
Mm-hmm.
we don't die, so to say.
Yeah.
And we will left let we have for renew mindset so that we not go going into that negativity who we don't come up from, because you know see no sense. Yeah, I witness the war. Me mama wa tell you by now we in a bush.
Mm-hmm.
By now we in a bush. I witness and say a big I witness and so we pray. Let that not happy again. Let the big one
Mm-hmm.
or even venture again, because nobody not go for take careless again for say we go run or go into any rampage. So we pray. Let will not go to that again. So I say thank you. We're able to make still where they participate. I say thank you
All right.
for that for the reason where you make them for this way. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Because of
much.
time, like just say thank you to everybody.
Thank you. Thank you for your contribution. I think we have someone else trying to call. We get one more call. We'll take down this shortly and end the show. As we also the member J6, also member say Dolphin Express, don't say as Tidena J6. You go find make you send something to person as to the hello, good morning. As to the member this day. And you can buy something for person, you can then they into procurement and logistics, they're into microfinance, stress-free hello, good morning. Hello? They're into stress-free microfinance. They're into If you want to send money to person across the nation or even within Sierra Leone, if you want bill O's, if you want bill O's from start to finish, and stress yourself, they also will help you that day. And also, if you want travel, they get reasonable tickets them. They sell reasonable building materials there as well. So you will call on 073347574 or 099813148, or you go visit them on number 34 Wellington Street off Pademba Road. Also, Mitchcom, where Mitchcom group of companies
Hello.
say hello, good morning.
Oh, Alex. Good morning, ma.
Yes, sir, good morning. No, how the morning?
Yes, fine, ma.
I know
Hi,
so we
sir.
get fine talk for talk, but after the show.
No problem. No problem.
Yes,
No
sir.
problem.
What is your contribution
All
for
right, ma.
today?
Of course, I always get contribution regarding new thing they happen.
Mm-hmm.
I think we talk about some lessons learned, right? There are a whole lot of lesson. There are a whole lot of lesson throughout the past years or
Mm-hmm.
throughout the 12 months.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, we undoubtedly or we see person will take away from Masaman and what we get for the challenges.
Yeah.
There are challenges, obstacles, and all the other stuff. But we got to make room for survive. There are people that we don't die, but some of us survive are a blessing.
Yeah.
And the challenges been there, but like all the best, we look for at least go upside down, but even for pass through the 12 months.
Mm.
So lesson plans, and one of the big lessons again I learned has to do with exercise, patient, and work hard.
Mm.
I was having one of my friends where when they make some kind of lazy body. I would say like me and they go school, but like some of who give for God if push we through because I through God empower we forget that kind of status they are, even forget
Yeah.
that kind of they talk now radio for almost the whole world they listen. Some of they say, "Say you like policy radio, Sam, you like policy radio." That has to do with passion.
Yeah.
Somebody can forget passion to what get forget passion for what you do. That was sometime when I call at this radio, when because I hear the voice now radio there. I said, "What's the radio so?" You remember? He start by I have something. That's now Friday. That's yes now him. I said that's what he said like that's now let's say person get for be persevere, person get
Yeah.
for get passion for what you do.
Yeah.
And also I get other challenges along the line where one thing I been get some series of challenges that will not be personal, but I been for stood firm and tell myself that no, this I will for go through.
Mm.
And surely at the end of the day, after a couple of weeks or so, I even for pass through that test day, and I said, I watched me, I said, no, I'm not for give up too soon.
Mm-hmm.
That was a lesson that person not for give up too soon, especially boy pick yourself, and not for give up too soon.
Mm-hmm.
Give for you for stand trial because when you allow overcome challenge overcome you to become failure. That's
Yeah.
always thing I remember. One of my teachers tell me that when challenge overcome you become failure.
Failure. Yeah.
Indeed, when I go through when I was around that kind of stage, the way I have to go through that challenge. If I have been relaxed, that challenge for don't carry me away. By now, I
Mm-hmm.
would have not been talking to you guys
That is true.
because XYZ for don't happen to me. But God was so good at you for standard trial. So first not forgive up too soon
Yeah.
and God be consistent again on what they do.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you
Yeah.
for being part of the show
All
for
right.
today.
I'll be waiting for a call. I'll be waiting for a call after the
Yes,
show.
sir. Yes, sir. All right. Have a nice day. So, as I been say, as we continue, we almost don't come to the end of the show, by the way. But Michael Groups of Company, sorry, then say they're dedicated for provide the very fast, reliable, and secure internet service. We go power a digital experience, and with years of the expertise in broadband and VPN, fiber optic solutions, and security service, they ensure seamless connectivity and protection for homes and business alike. So whether you dey stream, whether you dey work, whether you dey safeguard your data, enjoy digital TV, Mitchcom na your trusted partner in connectivity and security. How you go find them? You go visit the number 71D Wilkinson Road, or you call them on 073 554 616 or 032 554 616, or you go email them on info at Mitchcom, MICHCOM.SL. So stay connected, stay protected with Mitchcom. And we go end today by saying today is a very solemn day in the history of Sierra Leone because it mark a day where we go reflect on, and where they reflect, we also reflect on the importance of peace, of unity, and social justice. So we will make sure back say This brutal conflict and experience no will be ever forgotten, but not so only not forgotten, but never repeated in the history of Sierra Leone. So as you go about today, reflect on these words and do have a nice day. I am, and I was your presenter for today, May Koma, and I say, Tata.
I'm making from the beginning of last year. Now you there for me. My God, till today, you still there for me. Even when things were hard, now you there for me. You never leave me, never forsake me. You still there for me. All I wanna say, thank you, oh, Papa, for everything you done do for me. Not to buy me sorry, make a day alive, but now by your grace and your mercy, cover me, cover me, cover me, cover me, all over me, all over me, all over me, all over me, cover me, God cover me, cover me, cover me, all over me, all over me, all over me, all over me. As you enter this year, favor will follow you, amen. You will live in abundance, amen. Satan will able you, amen. You will be the head and not the tail, amen. You will succeed, you will not go fail, amen. All I wanna say, thank you, oh, Papa, for everything you done do for me. Not to buy me sorry, make a day alive, but now by your grace and your mercy, cover me, cover me, cover me, cover me. All over me, all over me, all over me. Cover me, God cover me, cover me, cover me. All over me, all over me, all over me, all over me. Cover me, cover me, cover me, cover me. All over me, all over me, all over me, all over me. Cover me, God cover me, cover me. All over me, all over me, all over me, all over me. Protect me from the hands of the enemies. Stop.
At Misho Group of Companies, we keep you connected, protected, and in control. Whether you're working from home, running a business, or streaming your favorite shows, our high-speed internet service delivers the speed and reliability you need. With Mitchcom ISP internet services, you enjoy the luxury of ultra-fast broadband, fiber optic and VPN solutions, 99.9% uptime, and 24/7 customer service. We don't just connect you, we secure you. Our MSA Michelle Security Agency offer professional protection with skin guards for homes, businesses, and events, 24/7 monitoring, emergency response, advanced surveillance technology, from the digital world to your front door. Michelle Group of Companies is your partner in connectivity and security. Visit our head office at 71 D. Wilkinson Road, Freetown, or you can email us on alias@mitchcom.sl or info@mitchcom.sl. You can also visit our website at www.mitchcom.sl or contact the numbers on your screen. Michelle Group of Companies. Stay connected, stay protected.